Today we're talking about 3 tips to keep you away from injuries while you're training. Hey everyone, it's Billy from Performance Unlimited, and we are back again. Yes, if you've been around athletics, if you've been training, I'm sure you've dealt with injuries before. So we're gonna give you 3 things you can do to make sure you stay away from those moving forward. But before I even get into that, I have always assumed that I didn't have to say this, but I've learned, right? Learned from years in this field that I have to say this. If it hurts, don't do it. That's the best tip you will ever receive ever from anyone. If it hurts, don't do it. I can't tell you the amount of times, hey Billy, I've been training at my house and yeah, I was doing this and it really hurt, but I just kept doing it. You know, I think
you want to give your coach a heart attack? Tell him that.
I'm telling you, stop. If it hurts, don't do it anymore. But enough of that, let's dive into the next 3 things. So solution number 1 or option number 1 for keeping you away from injuries in your training is simple. Just do something before you start training. Sure, call it a warm-up. Sure, call it movement preparation. Sure, call it whatever you want to call it. Just do something. Now, we got a video right here, click this, that will guide you through making your own warm-up, but I think it can be this simple. It can be specific to what you're doing, meaning if you know you have deadlifts that day or bench press that day or whatever, but do some sets or some warm-up sets leading into that. That's specific. Or it can be general. Go for a walk, do some basic mobility drills. Maybe you start with a breathing drill, something that's general, but that prepares you. I think it can be either of those. General warm-up, specific warm-up, should get your body temperature up prior to going through it. It should have some range of motions that you're gonna get into that day involved in that process, but just do something, right? Foam roll, just do something, right? Second option for keeping you injury-free is manage your workload. If you're only working out 1 day a week, you really don't have to worry about this. That's the truth. But if you're someone that's constantly working out, constantly doing something, we're talking about this idea of managing that. Not feeling like you gotta go on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 as hard as you can go, 1 is like you're just walking down the street. Not feeling like you gotta go 10 every single day that you train. I promise you that is the fast track to getting injured. Have some ebbs and flows to your week, some workouts that are a little bit tougher, some workouts that maybe aren't as tough. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've heard people come in, especially as it relates to things like running or any of our longer endurance sports. Well, Billy, I just go. I don't think about it. I just go as long as I can. Maybe I have a mileage I want to hit. I do that 4 or 5 days a week. Again, that is a recipe for leading to overuse and your injuries down the road. So have some fluctuation to what you're doing. If you don't have a specific goal, like, hey, you're not trying to do a marathon or anything along those lines, manage that workload with basic cross training, some strength training, some conditioning work. Those are easy ways just to manage your workload throughout the week. All right, third option, how do I stay away from injuries? To have a balanced program. We got a video right here, if you haven't seen it already, that will guide you on creating your own workout that is a balanced approach. Our philosophy is super simple. Have some sort of mobility-based work in there, right? Take your body, your hips, shoulders, upper back, whatever it may be, through some full ranges of motion that you aren't getting into throughout the course of the day. Then move into some what we call like power-based work. Maybe that's some light plyometrics, medicine ball throws. Again, something that's appropriate for you and where you're at. From there, do some resistance training. Again, the balanced approach that we have right here. Watch it quick. You can design your whole warm-up if you don't have that already. We talk about varying pushes and pulls, squats and hinge. It doesn't have to be complicated. And then from there, some conditioning-based work for you, cardiovascular work to keep you where you need to be on that end. Again, a balanced approach to this whole structure. Watch the video if you want some specifics on how much, how often, reps, sets, all those things. So to recap, what are 3 simple things that I can do to make sure I'm not getting myself injured in my training? Step number 1, before we said any of this, it was just do no harm, right? Don't do harm to your body. If it hurts, stop. All right, let's get into the next 3. Those 3 recaps were 1, do something before your training, whether that's something specific to what you're doing that day Or maybe that's just an overall general prep or warm up that you can do just to get body temp up and take you through the range of motions you're gonna experience that day. Step number 2, staying free of injuries. Manage your workload. If you're someone who chronically gets overuse injuries or is constantly feeling like they have to do something every single day to as hard of intensity as they can, then you need to be smart about, okay, maybe some days that I'm pushing a little bit, maybe some days that are a little bit lower or more focused on the mobility work, just going out and walking, breathing, things along those lines. Manage your workload. Again, if you're only training 1 day a week, don't worry about it. Keep showing up. Step number 3, staying away from injuries, is have a balanced program. Now, if you're someone who has a very, very specific goal, this might be a little different for you, but for the vast majority of us, have a balanced program that brings in some conditioning, some strength, some more ballistic power-based work that's appropriate for you. Combine those all together into a plan that makes sense, keeps you out of harm's way, and allows you to show up the next day. Think about and use this easy, quick principle. Your workout today should not affect your ability to work out tomorrow. If what you do today doesn't let you work out tomorrow, you're on a fast track to being able to injure yourself, especially if you do that consistently over the long haul. I hope this helped. What I'd love for you to do, I'd absolutely love to see this. And what are some of your favorite ways to warm up? There'd be nothing better than building out a list of all the ways people within our program or beyond love to go about getting their body right and ready to go. So list something below. Would love to see what maybe your favorite stretch, mobility exercise, whatever it may be, your favorite thing to get you set up for success. We'll see y'all back here. Appreciate you taking the time to watch.